the supersized smackdown. One of the nation's biggest cities, okay, the biggest, cracking down on what you can drink. Good idea? Or should the government just butt out with a big gulp?
You mean the same city that celebrated National Donut Day with you in 15 minutes?
New York City Mayor Mike Bloomberg is at it again. He's proposing a ban on the sale of large-sized sodas and other sugary drinks because Americans are too fat. But would the government be better off just butting out? Joining me now for a fair and balanced debate, Meme Roth, founder of the National Action Against Obesity and licensed nutritionist and author of Naked Calories, Mira Calton. Good morning to you, ladies.
Good morning.
All right, Meme, I know where you stand on this. You think this is a fantastic idea because once people don't drink more than 16 ounces, we'll all be thin.
Well, I think Bloomberg is saying this is kind of stupid. If the drink is bigger than your head, maybe it's too much. Look, I think we're overreacting a little bit about it. Not what he's doing. I think what he's doing is great. I think being angry at him is a bad idea because for me, he's actually willing to do something about obesity. In many communities, it's just lip service. And this is a serious crisis that we're all going to pick up the tab for. And, you know, it's more like putting in a crosswalk at a dangerous intersection. You can still cross the street, but you're better off staying in the crosswalk. You can still have a soda, but you're better off doing it in smaller increments.
But isn't it sort of a Band-Aid on the whole problem of obesity, Mira? Because here's the thing. I can't buy more than 16 ounces anymore in New York come next year, but I can buy two 12 ounces.
You can buy all of those and pour it in one of these.
Exactly. So what does it really solve?
It doesn't really solve the problem. The point is sugar is addictive. And we all know that. It's actually more addictive than cocaine. And you wouldn't give someone with like a drinking problem one glass and say, you know what, just have a little bit. You can't do that. It's the same thing with sugar.
Are you for banning soda completely?
No, absolutely not.
But if it's addictive, it's cocaine.
No, I am not for banning anything because I think it's absolutely the person's responsibility. It's all about education, not limitation.
Right.
We need to teach people.
So, Mimi, whatever happened to personal responsibility?
Look, I'm all for that. First of all, he's not limiting anything, by the way. He's not taking away rights. It's actually fascinating from a behavioral psychology experiment. Just the inconvenience of having to go refill your soda will actually reduce consumption. It's really based on that. You're a rational person, so you're saying, why does this make any difference at all? But it really is in behavioral psychology that you'll see the reduction in consumption. But back to personal responsibility. Yeah. I think if you're an adult, you should be able to do whatever you want to your own body. But the consequences to those freedoms are all yours. Right now, the consequences of obesity are on all the taxpayers. We are picking up this monumental tab, and that's not right.
And that's a huge point. But why wouldn't politicians or community people add gym back to school? Do you realize
we should do that?
Do you realize that only 4% of all elementary school kids and 2% of high school kids actually have physical education at schools?
It's outrageous.
I mean, wouldn't that help more than banning 16-ounce sodas?
It's so important. I totally agree with you. It's so important to get in there and get them physically active. I agree. But also, we have to educate people as to what's wrong with these drinks. We go into schools in the public school department in our hometown, and we teach them. And these kids love the education. They go home and they tell their parents to get it out of their house.
That's true. Go through the kids. The junk food marketers go through kids, so the healthy lifestyle marketers should go through kids too. But the thing about exercise is you're right. No matter what size you are, daily exercise is a great idea. But you know what? You have to run 2.5 miles to get the compensation of just one soda.
Okay.
So
well, you got
not enough exercise.
Got to start somewhere. All right, ladies, thanks so much for getting up bright and early. Have a good weekend.